All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Cooper Page, and I was a pollution prevention intern at Ducommun this summer. A little background on Ducommun. Ducommun was founded in 1849 outside of Santa Ana, California, making them the oldest company in California. They produce products for commercial aircraft, military, space, and industrial industries, and they had a revenue of $712.5 million in the year 2022. I was an intern at the Parsons location, which is one of their structural systems locations. And some of their processes are titanium hot and superplastic forming, stretch forming, water jet cutting, chemical milling, and CNC machining. A little background on the pollution prevention hierarchy. At the very top is prevention. The main goal is to prevent, reduce, or eliminate pollution at the source. And the P2 mantra, change the material, change the process, change the technology, shows how that pollution can be prevented at the source. Ducommun's main focus on environmental impact is climate risk and opportunities, greenhouse gas emission and reductions, hazardous and non-hazardous waste generation and recycling, water consumption and recycling, wastewater discharge, energy usage, and regulatory compliance. Ducommun has a main goal of reducing GHG emissions by 25% by the year 2025 across all of their performance centers. So due to that goal, all the projects that were focused on during this internship were mainly focused on energy reduction. So going into a little project overview, some of the projects covered during this internship were heat loss, reuse, and reduction, cooling systems, solar, hydropower, lighting, and then unused appliances and devices. Going into the first project, heat loss reduction and reuse. This project was mainly focused on Ducommun's hot presses used for heat forming. These presses are usually ran around 1300 to 1400 degrees Fahrenheit when a part is being ran, and rested at 800 degrees Fahrenheit when there's no part ran. So they're ran 24/7. These presses produce a lot of wasted heat. And shown in the little table below, numbers were found with the thermocouple logger, with and without some of the blanket insulation that they use. And with a blanket, it was 126 degrees Fahrenheit, and without a blanket, it was 184 degrees Fahrenheit, giving a difference of 58 degrees Fahrenheit. These blankets are optional for use by the workers, and most of them choose not to. And there's also a small number of blankets that are not in great condition. This wasted heat goes into the facility, and it creates an uncomfortable environment for the workers, which can turn into health and safety risks. There are multiple other processes that use heat. The chemical line used for chemical milling, and there are ovens that are used to preheat the dyes. So some solutions found for this project. For the heat loss reduction, this solution was suggested by the intern. This involves permanent blankets around all four sides of the press, with the front of the press having the ability to slide to either side to allow access inside of the press. And for heat reuse, a couple of solutions, one being a process-to-process heat reuse, so either from the heat presses, chemical milling line, or the presses to the ovens, and then a ranking cycle, which uses the wasted heat from the processes and heats up a liquid that turns it into steam, which is ran through a turbine, creating electricity, and then that steam is condensed back into a liquid and ran back through the process. Both of the heat reuse solutions were not concluded. Going on to project 2, cooling systems. This project was mainly looking at Ducommun's paint room and then their office space. So their paint room is currently AC controlled 24/7, and that is due to the paint storage located in the paint room. And this paint storage accommodates a very small area of the total paint room. And the paint room was found to be vacant 37% of the time, with production stopping at 2:30 p.m. on Friday and then starting back up again at 6 a.m. on Monday, and then closed for holidays as well. Um, in addition to the paint storage, they currently have an automatic door at the entrance to the paint room, which is open when parts are getting moved in and out. And this creates cool air loss, where the air moves to the machine shop, which is not climate controlled. And going on to the office, the room above the office is used for meetings and holiday events, and this room was found to be vacant 83% of the year. Some solutions found for the paint room: closing off the paint storage would allow the AC to be turned off in the larger part of the paint room,